So I got to thinking this morning while drinking my morning cup of coffee that companies that solely think of their legal function as a cost center to be minimized, it's kind of misguided. It's like the person who's trying to improve their physique and they constantly go to the gym, they work out hard lifting weights, they run, they hit the cold plunge, they do the sauna, they do all the things right except for their diet. In their diet, they still eat poorly. And in fact, they seek to minimize how much they spend on food and just eat junk food. It's kind of like that if you think about it. At the center of every transaction, there's a contract. If you're buying goods and services or you're selling goods and services, there's always a contract. And wouldn't you think you'd want that contracting function to be in tip top shape, not munching on McDonald's? Now, I started to think back, okay, why is this the case? Why does this happen? The only logical reason I can come up with is that lawyers have done a terrible job historically of demonstrating how their efforts can improve the overall value of a business. And so in these next videos, we're going to try to dispel that myth and show why a well-run legal function can improve the value of the business and why improving the legal function is a overlooked value creation lever that I believe many more companies and private equity firms should be looking into and pulling, because a well-run legal function can improve the value of the business. There's many ways in which legal can improve the value of a business. So let's dive into that with some stories, because it always comes best from real life stories. So a client we've started working with a few years ago, all of their contracts were reviewed by their CFO, which is typical for many businesses that don't have an internal legal function. Now, this CFO was very busy, like most CFOs are, and it took him about 3 to 4 weeks to complete an initial review of a customer agreement. When we came in, that dropped to 2 to 3 days. Now, when contracts are taking 3 to 4 weeks to get initially reviewed, that means that they're taking probably a couple months to close. And that creates various problems. For example, those revenue targets that you had, they're missed oftentimes because revenue can't be recognized that quarter because the deal didn't actually close and slips to a subsequent quarter. Another issue is sometimes competitors can come in and snipe the deal away from you because they're just able to get the contract signed quicker. And the buyer of that good and service, they're anxious to get that goods and service. So if someone else can deliver it faster, they might go with them. So in this client in particular, we were able to take their contracts that were taking 3 to 4 weeks for the CFO to initially review. We now review those for them in 2 to 3 business days. That's an 85% improvement in how quickly these reviews occur. So revenue is now recognized much sooner. Less deals are taken away from them because it took too long to sign the contract. And their quarterly goals are easier to hit because revenue isn't continually being shifted to subsequent quarters merely because the contracts take too long to close. So that's just one way in which I believe the legal function can improve the enterprise value of a business. If you're recognizing revenue sooner, that's a direct improvement of your business. If your quarterly goals are now starting to be consistently hit because not much is shifting to subsequent quarters due to timing issues, that's a direct improvement. If less customers are being taken away by competitors merely because of the time it takes to close on the contract, that's a direct improvement. So I hope to explore additional ways in which legal directly improves the value of the business. It would take us too long and nobody wants to watch a 2-hour video. So we're going to chop it up into many shorter videos. But if you like this information and you want to hear more, please hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel. I look forward to putting out additional content that helps your business. Thank you.